Back for another video here. Today I'm going to be showing you how I wash my car. Go ahead and grab our wash bucket. Soap and dishwasher, there's a washer in there. Grab this big guy too. Alrighty guys, so these are all the products I use. This right here is Rain-X. It's the cleaner that I put on my windows. This right here is going to be my tire shine. This is a really great wheel cleaner. It removes a lot of your brake dust and stuff off the car without actually getting in there and scrubbing it too hard. Takes a really good job on that. You obviously use Armor All on the inside, all the plastics. And then this right here is my soap. I use Turtle Wax, their Max Power Car Wash. Works really great. It works really well in the car. And then I have all my towels in here. I always make sure I use clean towels when I'm drying the car and also when I'm cleaning off all the windows. And then I've got a couple extra little things in there for you guys. But we're gonna go ahead and head to the car wash and see how it goes here. Bye, Miata. Bye. Bye. Guys, she will not be sounding like that for much longer. There is an exhaust coming. Make sure you guys stay tuned for the Dart big mods coming to it very soon here. Woo! Alrighty, so in my wash bucket, I have two different types of cleaning brushes. So this one right here are cleaning brushes. This is a wand, or what do you call this? It's a wool cleaning pad. I always make sure that I always rinse it. I don't have a separate rinse bucket right now, but every single time after I'm done with it, I spray I do one coat on the car and then I spray it off. Then I also have my wheel scrubber in here. I use this specifically for wheels. You always want to make sure you use a different cleaning cloth for the wheels and your car, because you don't want to take the grime off your wheels and all the grit that's on them and rub it into your paint. And again, this is my this right here, which is the Turtle Wax Max Power Car Wash. This is what I currently use on my car to wash it off. It does a really great job. You just want to make sure you're not using the extreme clean on the paint. You just want to make sure you put a little bit in there, and then once you go to the wheels, I do wheels last, you put a little bit more in for the wheels. So we're gonna go get started. So I'm gonna grab my wool pad here, get a nice suds on it, and I'm gonna start at the very top of the car and work my way down. You wanna start at the top just to get the soap running from top to bottom. I like to make sure that I cover the entire car that way. One of the biggest things I do with my cars, I always do one body panel at a time. That way I'm making sure I cover every bit of it, and I'm covering all of the dirty spots. That's just something for me to make sure I hit every single panel. Because otherwise, sometimes I'll forget either side, and that doesn't make for a good car wash. So I always make sure I do one panel at a time. So with where I work at, I run on the highway a lot, and that's one of the biggest problems when you'll have is when you're cleaning your car, is when you've got all the bugs on it and stuff like that. The other big thing I experience with this car is a lot of rock chips, because I'm behind a bunch of trucks. I travel on, if you guys are familiar with Atlanta, but I travel from Wade Green Road, which is where we kind of live off of, and then I travel all the way down 75 to Cumberland Mall, where I work at. I'm a server at Dan's Montana Grill, so if you're ever around the area, always come check me out down there. I'm a bartender on Mondays and Fridays. But that's just one of the things that you have to be very careful of, is when you're on the highways and behind those cars, checking to make sure that, you know, you're not behind some massive truck that's kicking up a bunch of rocks and stuff like that, because I've got a ton of rock chips in this lower fascia. Now this doesn't get hit as much, but down here it gets really hit. So I just gotta make sure I get really careful when I'm driving on the highway, not to get as much damage on the car. Alrighty guys, I'm gonna go ahead and finish up washing down the car here, getting it all soaped up, and I'll bring you guys back along as I rinse it down. Alrighty guys, so cleaning wheels. So I always use a different scrubby. So I've got this blue one right here, and I add a little bit more of the soap as well, just because it does a little bit better job when you have a little bit more in there. It scrubs a lot more off. And then the last step is going to be adding this Black Magic wheel scrub, no scrub wheel cleaner. Leaves a nice coating on them so that they don't actually create as much brake dust on there. It kind of falls off with it. So we're going to go get started here. I'm going to go ahead and start cleaning this wheel and show you guys how I do it. Alrighty guys, so we're going to add some more soap into here. I already took the cap off. We're going to go ahead and dump some in. I just do like a couple splashes more, and then we'll add some more water in there just to dilute it and make it all stirred in. This just does a really better job of cleaning the wheels. So go ahead and get some more water in there. Let it foam up a little bit. And then we'll start scrubbing the wheels. We can grab our brush in here, I'll squeeze it off once and then dunk it right back down in. I want some nice suds on it, just like that. Then we're going to come over to our wheel. Now, when I clean my wheels look very interesting. They are very easy to clean. Now, when you've got some smaller crevices, you can use a toothbrush and other things like that to get in there. But what I do is I just come out to the first on the top. I always make sure I go top down, of course. Like we just cleaned the car, do the top down. I always go inside first and then we'll do the outsides. Just makes a better job. If you go the insides first, you can notice the outsides a lot better. So go ahead and get these insides done. Nice scrub in there. Make sure you're getting all the little spots you can. Again, this depends on wheel by wheel. This is just how I clean my dart here. Alright, so that's nice and clean right there. Now what we'll do is we'll go ahead and spray it off. We'll grab our hose here, spray it off. Alright, now that that's nice and clean, what I'll go ahead and do is I'll put my nose scrub on there real quick. Just a nice quick spray. This just leaves a nice coating over the top of it. Alright, let that sit there for a minute and then we'll spray it off. Alright, you guys, been a real quick minute there. We're going to go ahead and spray this off. Alrighty guys, so now it's nice and clean. That's how you clean your wheels. Alrighty guys, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and apply our tire shine. Now what I use for that is, again, I use Black Magic Tire Wet. It does a really great job of getting on there. And then I always use gloves as well, because the tire shine, when you put it on your hands, it's quite gross. It doesn't come off for quite some time. So we'll go ahead and put gloves on for this. And I also have an applicator. It's something you can buy at your local auto parts store or something like that. But this is just an applicator that I use for it. You just spray on top of here. So you take your tire shine, spray it on, and then you grab it and go right around the wheel. I'm going to go and do it to all the other wheels, and I'll come back to you guys when we start to dry it off. Alrighty, so I use the same method that I do washing the car as I do drying it off. I keep a couple different towels in my pocket, and then what I do is I take it from the top to the bottom and go ahead and take all the water off. Now the first towel that I use is going to be mostly a wet towel. That one's just going to get all of the excess water off the car. And I use microfiber towels. These are really cheap. You can get them at Walmart, Target, basically any auto parts store as well. This is what I use to clean off my car. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the water from the top to the bottom off. Thank you guys so much for watching. There's one last thing I gotta do the dart, which is just putting that Rain X on. That'll be the last little clip here. Thank you guys so much for watching. Always remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Peace out, GPG.